To be, right?
We're just going to wait for you to finish your comments up on TV first, and then we'll throw it up to you.
Yeah, he's full of it.
So I think we're now joined by Joey Logano, driver of the number 22 AAA Ford, who will start second in Sunday's AAA Texas 500. This is the second consecutive race you've started in second here at Texas Motor Speedway. First of all, talk about that qualifying lap, and then looking ahead to Sunday's race, what we can expect.
Yeah, man, I got done with that last run, and I honestly didn't think it was even going to be close to the pole. I didn't have a very good 1 and 2 at all. Got really tight, kind of missed the bottom, and then realizing how close you were to the pole afterwards is the most frustrating part of it, especially after last week. I think we missed it by 8 thousandths last week and 6 this week. So we're getting closer. Just you think about how close that is when you're going around 200 miles an hour. I don't know what that is in feet or probably inches, but that's the name of the game. That's how close the competition is out there. And like I said in the interview, we're mad about second, and that's when you know your team's in a good spot. So I feel like we had a good car in race trim earlier today. We made quite a few laps, and I thought the car was capable of a lot of speed, and we still had a lot of potential on getting the balance right. So I feel good about that. And like I said, we're starting close to the front. There's too many seconds. Second always stings. You said second when we qualified here in the spring, and here we are again, and last week as well. So the polls are so close, and that's the only thing that really matters on Fridays.
We'll go ahead and open up to questions. If you could raise your hand, and we'll get a mic to you. There in the back, Stan.
Stan Creekmore with Outside the Box. Joey, great evening and everything, but how much of today will even help you on Sunday?
Well, I mean, we got some laps in race trim. The track was really green when we were out there, so it's kind of funny to watch. Qualifying at night was actually slower than practice because we had all the Xfinity rubber up there since we practiced. So it's amazing how much this track changes. This is this track's a lot like Atlanta lately. It's a lot of fun how much you slow down in each qualifying run, how quick the tires fall off earlier in race trim. This place is awesome. It's a lot of fun, and it's super fast, and you can move around. You can do so many different things. So it's a great place to race. The track's always going to keep changing, even after our practice tomorrow. Obviously happy hour is probably going to be the closest thing we got with the amount of cars that are going to be on the track and rubbering up. But it's always constantly going to change, and we just got to be on top of that and be ready for what's going to happen in the race.
Come down here to Lee.
LeeSpencerMotorsport.com. So I take it you would not be an advocate to have this place repaved?
Oh no! Please no. This is never pave this place. It's great. I wouldn't be an advocate of that at all. It's really coming to a cool racetrack that has bumps, swells. It wears tires. It's fast. It's got some banking. It's unique. It's got a lot of character. And it puts on good races. I think it's fun to, I was rewatching them on the airplane, and, it's kind of cool to see how much everyone was short pitting because the tires fall off so much, and then how cars can, you fight for the bottom for a few laps, and they start moving around and making passes up top and all that. And it's just that's a sign of a good racetrack. Thanks.
Come front again, Daniel.
Dale McFadden with NBC Sports. We only have 3 races left in Tony Stewart's Sprint Cup career. You've had some run-ins and entanglements with him over the years. I was wondering, in your career, what are some of your favorite memories of competing against him on the track?
There's a few. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. California keeps coming to my mind, but that's probably not the best memory. At least we can laugh about it now. It's Tony's he's a fierce competitor, and he's got a lot of passion. and you got to respect someone that has a lot of passion about what they do. And that's honestly probably, if you were to say there's one thing that makes Tony Stewart great, it's the passion that he has, that he brings to the game. And when you have someone that has a lot of passion, you're going to have a lot of emotions that go with that a lot of times. And I'm the same way. It's probably why we butt heads a couple times, but we've also raced each other awesome. Tony's one of those drivers that really understands the flow of a race, meaning he knows when to not beat up his car. He knows when to not make other drivers mad, and when to just get some laps. And then he also knows when it's game time, he becomes one of the most fierce competitors out there. And I think that's kind of it's a cool trait that I've learned a lot from just following him and watching him, and because naturally I'm 100% every lap, and that may hurt me every now and again. So I've learned to realize when to go and when not to by just watching Tony a lot of times.
So any specific races outside of California?
I can't think of one outside of it, but we race each other a lot, so I'm sure I'll think of one tonight. I'll text you.
Let's go to the front here, Holly.
Holly Kane, NASCAR.com. Hey, Joey. This may be a dumb question, but what is it like for somebody like you to have to race against the Gibbs cars when they're kind of sticking together like they are? And I know that Brad and Jimmy obviously both had good results going up against them, but what about for you? What is that like, knowing that they're kind of all together in that thing? What is it like to have to race against that?
After rewatching the races lately, I don't see them sticking together. Anyways, it's obviously brings a lot of momentum to their team to have them all in the chase and still going along, but it also brings a lot of opportunity for controversy, because everyone wants to win. There's only one winner, when it comes down to it. So eventually you will see teams go from us to I. And, it'd be interesting to kind of see when that transition is for a lot of teams. It happens in the chase every year. I think it's, especially when you get to Homestead, that's your shot to win the championship. So, it'd be interesting to kind of see how that works out and how, how teams are. But, it doesn't really affect me in all honesty. Brad's fast and he's up there racing with me, whether he's still in the rounds or not. And Blaney as well. They're fast. All three of them made it to the last round tonight. So, as long as they're up there racing with you, you can all work together, which is good. So even though they're not in the next round of the chase, they're still out there racing and can work with us back and forth. Thanks.
We'll go to the back. Wolfgang.
Behind you. Wolfgang Monser from Germany, Rennsport Press Agency, Joey. You said earlier the track was green and changed all the time. We have tonight a race, tomorrow the Xfinity race. Does that mean maybe on Sunday the track is totally different again like it was today in qualifying?
Yeah, it'll change quite a bit. It'll change, it definitely is going to go through another swing for sure. After this truck race, and then we practice again in the Xfinity race, will probably be pretty much full rubber by that point. So, like I said, our happy hour tomorrow is probably going to be our most realistic practice that we're going to try to, learn as much as we can for Sunday's race.
Kenny Bruce with NASCAR.com. We saw some people make some pretty good saves just in practice out there today, and one guy that didn't make too good a save. But when you talk about racing on the edge, is it any different here than it is anywhere else you guys go, or is it just different because of the bumps and the high speed and those things?
Yeah, it's different because like I said earlier, you got a lot of speed, you got bumps, and you got a lack of grip on old tires. So, you may think you're okay, and the next thing you know, you hit the tunnel bump in 1 and 2, or you hit the bumps in 3 and 4, and the swells, or I call them the ripple bumps. There's a bunch of little small ones, and then next thing you know, your car's shaking out of control, and you miss the bottom, or you go up the racetrack, and it's a challenging place to get around for that reason. You're in the corners for a long period of time. You exit off of turn 2 at no banking at all. for some reason, turn forward, a car just kind of lifts up out of the track, and it really kind of shoots you up into the fence. So you see a lot of mistakes being made, myself included. That it just happens, and it's reminding me a lot of Atlanta lately, because Atlanta's the same way. You watch in-car cameras, and they're swatting flies in there. It's just awesome. Everyone's going back and forth on the wheel, and you have to. The cars are just right on that ragged edge. If you compared that to a repave like Michigan or Kansas, everyone's hands are pretty straight, and it's almost like you're driving an Indy car. Here, you got that thing hung out. You're driving a stock car here, and it makes it a lot of fun.
Go back to Daniel.
Kind of following up on that, when you're talking about bumps and stuff like that, some of that it comes about gradually over the years. How often do you come to a track for like a second time in a year, and there's just a slight deviation in the track that was not there the first time, and how often you have to? What do you do when that happens?
You just adjust to it. It doesn't seem to change a whole bunch here. Like the bumps that are there, I kind of, if they're growing, they're gradual, and I don't really notice it a whole bunch. But I mean, you can go to places where there's rough winters, like Pocono or something like that. Every time you go there's like, ooh, where'd that come from? A couple years ago we had that jump in the tunnel over there. So I think the winters have something to do with it. I don't know. I'm not a construction guy and understand how all this stuff works, but definitely the tracks up north seem to have bigger change than somewhere down here probably.
Any other questions? Not Joey. Thank you so much. Best of luck this weekend.
Sweet. Thank you, guys.
We'll go ahead and get started. We need to make this quick because Austin has another race to get to. So we're now joined by the pole sitter for Sunday's AAA Texas 500, Austin Dillon, driver the number 3 Realtree Bad Boy Chevrolet. This is his 3rd career pole, first at Texas Motor Speedway. You're always known to wear a cowboy hat. Now you have a shotgun to go with it. Talk about that.
Oh man, it's a Henry repeating rifle. It's really cool, and for me, being an outdoorsman, love shooting, and it's probably the most special pole award that I could get as a driver. So it felt like a win, man. That was cool, and they do a really good job here at Texas of making you feel good when you accomplish something, and that's great. I don't know about the lap, but I changed my line a little bit looking at Dartfish, and it worked out for me. I actually thought I hurt myself because I changed my line, but it actually made me faster through 1 and 2. I was watching Harvick's line, and I changed it to kind of mimic his, and we went faster. So just glad our fall off was good, and we get to start from the pole, have the number 1 pit stall.
Going to open up for questions again, Ryan. We have just a few minutes. It's Lewis.
Louis Frank Reuters. Don't worry, it's not political. You said earlier today that your car went airborne. Did you have any moments did it feel airborne at any time on your qualifying lap?
Yeah, so there's a huge bump in 3 and 4, and previously I'd qualified around the very top coming to the green, and I tried it today, and it bounced so hard that I had to move down the track a little bit. The first run, I just kind of stayed in the gas across it, and I felt like it hurt the tires, so I was a little bit worried about that. But my second and third run, I just kind of waited to really go hard over until I crossed the bump, so it didn't kill my tires coming to the green, because it's kind of a throwaway when you come to the green. You want to come to the green as fast as you can, but you don't want to kill your tires. So it worked out, whatever I did, so I'm happy with it.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Austin, is this a commentary on the progress that RCR is making?
Yeah, it's very impressive. The 27 was fast, the 47, 13, all those guys were right there almost making the third round, and the 27 was, I don't know where he ended up, but I think he was in the top 6 or 7 there. Yeah, so that's it's very impressive. It's huge for RCR, and hopefully it's for a sign of good things to come and a swing in our progress and moving the ship the right way at RCR.
Awesome. We know you have other things to do tonight. Congratulations on the
Yes.
pole, and best of luck tonight.
Thank you, guys.